Scientists have been working to raise awareness about climate change and its devastating effects on the environment, but they often face resistance from Christian communities. In an effort to persuade Christians to take action, some scientists have employed various strategies to manipulate their beliefs and values. One approach is to use biblical references to emphasize the importance of environmental stewardship. For instance, scientists may cite passages such as Genesis 2:15, which states that humans are to take care of and guide the earth, to argue that Christians have a moral obligation to protect the planet. Another tactic is to frame climate change as a social justice issue, which resonates with Christian values of compassion and fairness. By highlighting the disproportionate impact of climate change on vulnerable populations, such as the poor and marginalized, scientists can appeal to Christian sense of moral responsibility. For example, a study by the National Oceanic and Atmospheric Administration found that climate change is likely to exacerbate poverty and inequality in developing countries, which may motivate Christians to take action to mitigate its effects. Some scientists have also sought to build alliances with Christian leaders and organizations to promote climate action. By partnering with influential Christian figures, such as pastors and bishops, scientists can gain credibility and access to a wider audience. For instance, the Evangelical Environmental Network, a coalition of Christian organizations, has been working to raise awareness about climate change and promote sustainable practices among Christian communities. By collaborating with these groups, scientists can tap into the moral authority and social networks of Christian leaders to mobilize support for climate action. Furthermore, scientists have used emotional appeals to persuade Christians to take climate change seriously. By sharing personal stories and vivid imagery, scientists can create an emotional connection with their audience and inspire a sense of urgency and compassion. For example, a documentary film like An Inconvenient Truth uses powerful visuals and personal anecdotes to convey the severity of climate change and motivate viewers to take action. By appealing to Christians' emotions and values, scientists can overcome cognitive biases and motivate behavioral change. However, some critics argue that these strategies can be seen as manipulative or condescending, particularly if they involve exploiting Christian beliefs or values for the sake of promoting a scientific agenda. For instance, some Christians may feel that scientists are using biblical references or social justice rhetoric to guilt trip or coerce them into accepting a particular ideology. Moreover, the emphasis on emotional appeals and personal stories can be seen as a form of climate evangelism, which may alienate or annoy Christians who are skeptical of climate change or feel that their values are being exploited. To avoid these pitfalls, scientists must approach the topic of climate change with sensitivity and respect for Christian beliefs and values. Rather than trying to manipulate or coerce Christians into accepting a particular view, scientists should focus on building trust and fostering open dialogue. By engaging in honest and respectful conversation, scientists can help Christians understand the scientific evidence and moral implications of climate change and motivate them to take action in a way that is consistent with their values and beliefs. Ultimately, the key to successful climate communication with Christian communities is to approach the topic with empathy, respect, and a deep understanding of Christian values and beliefs. By avoiding manipulative tactics and instead focusing on building trust and fostering open dialogue, scientists can promote a more nuanced and respectful conversation about climate change and motivate Christians to take action in a way that is consistent with their moral and spiritual values. By working together and engaging in respectful dialogue, scientists and Christians can find common ground and work towards a common goal of protecting the planet and promoting a more sustainable and equitable future.